EDDM. What is it and how do you do it? Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. EDDM stands for Every Door Direct Mail. And this is a sample of it. I'm going to talk about it. What is Every Door Direct Mail? Well, if you're not aware, the post office has had this program for a number of years now where you can declare a certain area, and it's a postal route within a zip code. There's a specific route. You can declare a certain area and you can say, I want every door in this area to get a copy of my direct mail. Yeah, this could be an envelope. This could be a piece of paper like this. This could be a postcard. There's a number of different, ways of doing it, but you're paying for a bulk amount to be sent out. And the idea is that it actually reaches all of those areas. Now, depending on the personnel in your area, this may work and may not work, and you've got to really keep an eye on it to make sure that it actually reaches its destination. Because it's junk mail, because the post office knows it's junk mail, some postal employees have been known to skip it and to dump it off in a dumpster or hide it somewhere just so they have less work to do. I'm not saying all post office, all people who work for the post office do this or anything of the sort. I'm saying it has been known to happen, and anybody that's done any amount of work with direct mail knows that flub-ups can occur. Now, with that in mind though, Every Door Direct Mail may be really useful for you because you can cover a really big area, and if you have a message that you want most people to see, then it's a great way of doing it. This is a piece, and you can always tell whether something's Every Door Direct Mail by this right up here. I don't know if you can see that. That is showing, it actually says EDDM retail, U.S. postage paid. So where a stamp should be, it's going to have this little insignia. And here it says it will not have an actual name. It will say something like local postal customer. So that's the name. This showed up in my mail, and so this person probably covered a very wide area. I'd be curious, I'd love to know, because I'm going to show you all the details of this piece. I'd love to know if you know this person, have them get in contact with me. I'd love to find out how well this did for them. I want to know if they got their money back and more, and I want to know if they covered the entire county, or whether they covered very specific areas. It'd be very interesting to know and be able to help other people out. This is what it looks like. A very simple page. What is on this side is just what I showed you. This is nothing but a piece of paper. Neon, horrible color. These horrible colors stand out and they get attention. That's part of direct mail. You got to get attention. So even though it's ugly, this can get attention as long as I doubt you're getting too many of these in the mail every day. And on it is a very simple message. It says Bill's Tree Service with his phone number. I hope you don't mind me showing his phone number. If you're in the Southern Oregon area, Josephine County, I imagine Bill might be able to help you with your tree. So there's a little free advertising for you, Bill. It says licensed, bonded, insured, and there's his license number. I think they may have to have that in their advertising. I'm not sure of the rules for California, but I see it quite often. Free estimates. So you can estimate on what Bill can do for your trees. But here's a list, a little bullet point list on the bottom of things that can happen. Removal, hazardous removal, wind sailing, crown cleaning, stump grinding, hedge trimming, logging, chipping, fuel reduction, retrieval, cat drone plane, antenna install. These are all things that they can do for you at Bill's Tree Service, LLC. Now, look at how simple that is. I would bet that Bill got some attention with this. One way or the other, I would bet Bill got some attention. Nowadays, with the yellow pages not being hardly, I know in at least in our area, it depends on your area. Some areas they're still thriving, the physical yellow pages, but in our area it's not. And the simplicity of just finding out who to use for your tree service it's not there, and everyone's looking a little bit different. Some people, they go into Google. Some people, they have to ask someone they know. Some people check with the local Chamber of Commerce or with another website that is one of these websites that you have to pay to get on as a vendor, you know, and they'll look there. They'll look at reviews online and so forth. Bill found a way around that with a simple piece of paper sent in the mail. Now, are there ways Bill can make this even better? Absolutely. One of the things I'd say is I would either say the city or if it's Josephine County, I'd say Josephine County resident. Here's a special deal from Bill's Tree Service. Free estimate for this is. I mean, even it's just taking the same information and presenting it in a different way, and you can get more attention. There's a reason why you put who it's for. And if you don't have a name of a person, or you can't put a name in a person, like something that's direct mail, you want to get as specific as possible. You may say, well, this whole area is, you know, in this certain neighborhood. So you could say, you know, residents of the such and such neighborhood, or Josephine County residents. We live in Josephine County, Oregon. He could say that. That's a quick way to be able to gain a little bit more attention. You have a couple more extra split seconds is what you're looking for when it comes to direct mail, between the person throwing it away and actually reading the next sentence, reading the next thing that stands out. This is going to hit certain people, and it's not going to hit other people. He could take this exact same one and put it out a couple weeks from now, and probably get a very similar result to what he's already gotten. If he got a good result, I'd suggest he try it again. Do nothing but send this same one out. We'll get something, maybe even a different color, another horribly ugly neon color. They do work. This is the simplicity of getting attention, though. Sometimes it just means doing something to get attention. It doesn't mean you have to use direct mail. It doesn't mean that you definitely don't necessarily have to use every door direct mail. You can go online and check out the post office's website, and you can actually see maps and see where your mail will hit, in theory. And so that's a great, every door direct mail is something you certainly want to check out. And there's a lot of other tutorials on YouTube and so forth where you can find out how to do it exactly. Or you can work with a professional, somebody that knows how to do it a little bit. I am a business investor, so I love discussing these ideas. I love discussing how businesses can do simple things to get attention, because there are people who are not even in your local area that will buy every door direct mail in order to reach people. And it's well worth it if they understand who their audience is and who they're trying to get, even if it's a very small minority of the people who they're reaching with each piece of mail. Hopefully that's helpful to you. I have a book, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. Right now, it is, at the timing of this filming, it is still available on my website for free, amazonproofbook.com. If you get this or watch this or listen to this later, it may not still be available for free, but hopefully there'll be something there that you can, a discount or something that will help you out in your business. amazonproofbook.com. That's all I have for today. We'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.